Good morning, students. Upon request, I'm doing this. Thank you. So the concept of textiles. Textiles refers to all fiber-based materials, including fibers, thin threads, or filaments that are natural or manufactured, or a combination and the things made with them. So the terms fabrics and textiles are often used interchangeably, but they have distinct differences. And what is the difference? Fabric refers to a material composed of fibers, threads, or yarns that are woven, knitted, or otherwise bonded together to form a sheet-like material. So all the processes that you engage to get a fabric, that is a fabric construction. So when you engage in fabric construction, you get a sheet-like material, that is fabric, and that is not textiles. On the other hand, the term textiles encompasses not only fabrics, but also the fibers, yarns, and threads that are used in their creation. So fabric is the interlacing of the yarns to get the sheet-like material. But textiles starts from fiber, yarns before we get the fabric and the decoration. Let's see the full definition of textiles. Textiles is the production, decoration, and finishing of fibers and fabrics. Thus, it involves the production of fibers, twisting of the fibers into yarns, and using the yarns to form fabrics, decoration of the fabrics, finishing of the fabrics, and caring for the fabrics. So textiles is the totality from fiber to yarn to fabric to decoration to finishing and how to care for the fabrics. So when you go and buy your garments, you see at the back the care label giving you instruction how to care for the fabric. So that is textiles. Textiles play a pivotal role in our daily lives, and they provide us with clothing, furnish our homes, and serve various industrial applications. Textiles is very broad, and textiles is everywhere. They determine the look, the feel, and functionality of clothing and other products. Understanding textiles involves learning about their types, the manufacturing processes, their properties, uses, and even how to care for the fabrics. Okay, so let's look at the careers, the components, or the vocations that if you engage in textiles, you can get. You can become a textile designer using motifs, shapes, and patterns to design. So designing, it is the art of planning and organizing or arranging various elements of arts according to certain laid down rules or regulations, also referred to as principles of design, to bring form to reality. That is designing. So it is the art of planning or organizing or arranging various elements of arts according to certain laid down rules or regulations. That is the principles of design. So you use the principles of design and then the elements of design, that dot shapes, to bring form to reality. So in textiles, it is either to plan or design for weaving, design for printing, design for dyeing, design for knitting, crocheting, embroidery, etc. So planning goes into all the processes in textiles. So what is weaving? Another component, another career, in another vocation. So somebody engaging in weaving become a weaver and it can serve as a vocation or career for the person. We see a lot of weavers and they bring us a whole lot of designs. Kente, it is the interlacing in different repeat patterns of two sets of yarns, the warp yarn and the weft, crossing each other at right angles to form a sheet-like structure called the fabric. So that is weaving, one of the fabric construction methods. We have others like crocheting, net braiding. So weaving is one of the fabric construction methods. Weaving is carried out on a device called loom. There are basically three types of weaves. We have the plain, twill, satin, or satin, but their variations are endless. So upon these three types, we can have a number of variations. So we can see a motif. We can use the motif to create designs. We have the fugu. You can do it by using what? The design. You first start with your designing. So you have a design kente here. So you have printing. What is printing? It is the transfer of imaging marks or impressions from one surface, preferably a design block, screen, or from copper roller onto one or another fabric. It is also the controlled application of various colors in pattern formation onto a fabric. This can be done on several techniques or using several techniques such as relief or block printing, stencil printing, ruler printing, etc. So we have wax and Java prints here. We are supposed to know the difference. What is Java print and what is wax print? Another component is dyeing. And dyeing, we have batik tie and dye. We can dye our hobby for funeral. We dye our brisi for funerals. So dyeing, it is the uniform application of colorants to textile goods in aqueous solution. This type of dyeing is termed even or plain dyeing. The goods are immersed in the dye solution for successful dyeing. The dye must penetrate the textile goods evenly and with uniform depth. It must be color fast as possible. The dye should not bleed, should not be affected by perspiration, washing, exposure to light or heat, rubbing off or cleaning agents. So when the dye is fast, the color fast means that the dye, no matter how you engage the fabric, if the dye is fast, it shouldn't hot, it shouldn't fade. So we have a dyed fabric here, and this is batik. So dyeing can be carried out to form pattern in the fabric using resist agents. So one of the resist is batik. So we can also tie using twines, cord, ropes, starch wax with techniques such as sewing, folding, twisting, and waxing applications to form the dyeing technique. So another component we have applique. And applique simply means cut and paste. As you can see, an applique image here, very nice. So you cut and paste on another hot designed fabric or another base fabric. So it is fabric decoration technique in which pieces of fabric, cloth, leather, or different colors and textures are cut. These are later on stitched or fixed on a background, being a fabric of different color or to form patterns. So you cut, you paste, then you stitch around it. Or you can use any adhesives. to decorate it. So this one too is a fabric decoration technique, and we have fabric construction technique. So another fabric decoration technique is embroidery. Embroidery, we can embroidery like what you have done here on the applique, or you can what? You can draw on the fabric and use needle and thread to bring the design out. So it is the decoration of fabric in which motifs, patterns, or designs are first drawn on the fabric with the help of colored threads and needles. These motifs are stitched to produce the patterns. So another component is crocheting. Crocheting and knitting. So you use them for table covers. So these are fabric construction techniques. Crocheting is a process where only a single yarn is used to form loops with a needle. These loops may be either loosely or closely constructed according to the purpose of the fabric. So knitting is a method of making fabric by looping yarns around each other using one or more knitting needles. So knitted or crocheted items are used as pullovers, socks, etc. The difference between crocheting and knitting is that crochet you use one needle, and knitting you can use one or more, and you have a special machine for knitting. So because of their mode of construction, they they look elastic because of the loops that are used in their formation. Another component is tapestry. Tapestry simply is pictorial weaving, weaving pictures into a woven material. So tapestry is a special style of weaving which requires full sense of picture making. So what you see here is a tapestry product. Finishing is also a component in textiles. Somebody can use it as his or her job. Ironing is a finishing technique. Mercerization is also a finishing technique where the fabric, like cotton, after bleaching cotton, we have the calico. So when you want to use the calico to to dye the calico or print on the calico, we need to treat it. So the art of treating the calico to take away extra wax, to take away extra impurities, to create pores so that it can absorb is called mercerization. So after the mercerization process, the fabric is called mercerized cotton, the one you use in the production of batik, tie and dye, and printing. Sanfrization is another um, finishing method. Fabrics like cotton crease. So to avoid the creases, we take the fabric through sanfrization to avoid the fabric being creased. Emboss. You can emboss the fabric by raising the surfaces, or you have the low and then the high relief. So another one is macrame. So you can see macrame being constructed here. You can use it in the production of bags, shoes, belts, and so many others. Netting is also a component, and bonded materials or non-wovens like some carpets, diapers, the tea rolls, pads, everything here non-woven, and like felt. You use them, they are not woven, but you see them as a flat sheet, flexible, that you can use. So we have some careers in textiles that you can become a textile designer, as I've already discussed, a textile technician, a trained in special skills to assist different areas in the textile manufacturing processes. Then you have the textile engineer who has specialized in the production, installation, and repair of textile machinery. and equipment such as the loops and bobbin wonders. So we have the retailer, those who trade in textile goods, textile consultant. She or she is an expert in textiles who helps people to solve problems they have in textile manufacturing and distribution. So somebody can become a textile chemist or a quality controller and a textile teacher like me. So let's look at the rationale for studying textiles. Is it even important to study textiles? Education is very important and vital to the development of any society. And it's a tool for liberation and a solution to economic and social problems. You engage in textiles, it liberates you from being what? Uh, Somebody who doesn't have even work to do and bringing you to a person who has some skill that you can engage to get money. Ghana is doing very well in its educational sector, but the growing concern is about the products of our educational system. It has become bookish. And because of that, now government is very much interested in vocational technical education because that is the way forward. We started with the Asian tigers, but because we did not take vocational technical education seriously, they are now developed. And we are still trying to put our feet down and now remain in course as a developing nation. So now you want to be developed, and that is why government is paying much attention to vocational technical education and spending a whole lot of money, giving infrastructure, buying machines, so that we too can hold and become a developed nation. The studies of textiles impart techniques of visual thinking with skills of handling tools and materials. Textiles education makes it possible for one to acquire the three most important skills in life. That's the cognitive skills, knowledge, psychomotor skill, development of the heart, manipulative skills, and then affective skills, appreciation. That is the heart, using your heart to appreciate something which is good, criticize something which is bad, and giving judgment. The study will bring about the need to promote development for textile goods. Example are fibers. The study can provide career opportunities, as we have already discussed, as a weaver, somebody who engages in dyeing, printing. Education in textiles will enhance designing and production of textiles for socio-economic development in the country. We can preserve our culture. We can transmit our culture. We can promote and sustain our culture through textiles. So textiles is important, and textiles is culture, and textiles is life. The study helps to develop certain essential qualities or certain essential human qualities, such as patience, endurance, and self-control. Because of its activities like weaving, you need patience to be able to go through the weaving activities, endurance and self-control. Without that, you can't. So if you're able to go through it, you acquire all these skills. It also enhances the knowledge of fabric production suitable for various purposes in different parts of the world. Textiles help us to identify certain characteristics of fibers and fabrics. And also, the nation earns income from the export of textile goods. We have some samples of traditional fabrics. Like you go to Kumasi, we have the Edinkra, that is the Ntiemu, the block printed fabric for funerals, using the Edinkra symbols. Then you have the embroidery, Edinkra prints on plain fabrics that are embroidered with different brands of colored thread. Kente, we have our own kente, attractive hand woven fabric. We have the cobbing, that is a a funeral cloth for close relations. Then we have the brisi, indigo blue dyed fabric. So when a father, a mother, a loved one pass on, you use what? The brisi to show the mood and the extent of closeness to that relative. Kuntunkuni, the darkest dyed fabric for funerals. So it's mostly for chiefs. They use it when sitting on serious and sad issues. It is used to show the extent of grief at funerals. The final treatment given to local fabrics. So these are samples of our local fabrics. So that is the cobbing, and this is the greasy. And these ones we have the embroidered fabrics. Some kuntunkuni here. Thank you.